Okay.
First of all, just want to say I appreciate the fans. They've been great all season long. They've really been good since '99, actually, or further back than that. But they've been great all season. Appreciate their turnout. It's been excellent. And also want to thank our seniors, the 19 guys that were recognized before the game, just for all the things that they've done, being great team members and just doing a good job in all areas. So I got a lot of respect for those guys, certainly, and wish them all the best moving forward. And, everybody here was at the ball game. It was just, I thought, a really hard-fought game by both teams. And, they did the better job in the second half. So congratulate them and, wish them well moving forward. And that's kind of where it's at right now.
How tough was it down there with the wind and the temperature?
Yeah, the wind especially. Wind's the biggest factor, I think, in football, typically. And probably comparable to the 2004 game over at Illinois, as far as pretty much all the action went one way, and it was pretty much that way today too. So I think comparable. Penn State 08 was similar, but this one I think was a little bit more significant. And really, most of the scoring, that's what was going to take place, and it was a big factor. And they did a better job with it in the second half than we did.
At the end of the first half, you guys got a couple of turnovers and were unable to convert on them. I mean, how big of a factor do you think that was?
That's a factor. We were hoping. One thing they've really had a great season, but they have turned the ball over, and we were hoping to be opportunistic that way. And we had an opportunity twice, on the punt and another time. So in a game like this, you would hope it would change field position dramatically, or better yet, come out with points. And not getting the field goal, that didn't help us there before the half. But overall, they just did a better job than we did in that second half.
Another opportunity was when they punt rolled dead at the 1/2 yard line.
Exactly, and that happened to us early this season too. And you're hoping, obviously, at that point you can get the stop and get the ball inside the 50, and which they had done earlier in the half. Yeah, and again, they got a lot of good football players on the team. I don't know if they have one more valuable than Burkhead, and he's just a tremendous football player. He's a big part of that drive. They've got a lot of good players, but to me, he's really does something special for them.
How much did the dynamic change when he entered the game there in the second half?
Just like I said, he's in my mind, he's really a very dynamic player. He just changes the tempo of things out there a little bit. That's what good players do. Again, they've got a lot of good players, but to me, when he's in there, they run at a little different level. And I'm not taking away from number 8. He's a really good back too. But we had a hard time tackling him. That was a factor.
Kirk, was there ever a point in the summer or maybe in fall camp where you thought this team would not ever imagine would go to a bowl game?
Yes and no. The yes part is that, I've got a great appreciation for winning, always have, and I'm not sure everybody always does, including players. It's something you have to educate them on, just how hard it is to win a game. And I heard Jim Leyland say that on the radio about a month ago, or week before the World Series. Just winning a baseball game is hard. They got 162 of them. So I think anybody's competed learns to really appreciate the fact that wins are hard to come by. But I'll flip it around too and say, our expectations are certainly to go to bowls every year, but realize that they're never automatic, and certainly this year's evidence of that. So that's behind us now, as of about a half hour ago, and now we go back to work and see what we can do about moving forward in a positive way.
Do you have a level of concern about the progress of your program, or the direction of it right now?
No, I don't. I mean, nobody's happy about where we're at today, obviously, but the big picture was no. But nobody's happy about today or the season.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about James Vandenberg wrapping up his career? Just wasn't the kind of season he wanted. Great junior year, but really represented the program well in a lot of ways. And I know you have a special relationship there.
Unbelievably well, and not to get too philosophical, but maybe it's a life lesson there, because good things happen to good people, good things happen to bad people, and bad things happen to good people too. And this didn't pan out certainly the way James would have hoped. None of our seniors wanted to go out, being part of a 4-8 team, certainly. But it can happen. It did happen, and I think the world of James as a football player, more so as a person. Just a tremendous young person, obviously a good student too, but just he's a model guy. He's the kind of guy you like to have lead your football team. And sorry we couldn't support him a little bit more and help him a little bit more this year, but that's the way it worked out. He did a great job dealing with tough circumstances, and you know, there were times certainly where he could have played better like everybody, and I could have coached better, but you know, we all have ownership. But you know, we'll all be hard pressed to find better people than James Vanderberg coming through our program. He's just a tremendous young guy.
What gives you confidence that better days are ahead for this program next year?
Our players, I guess, you know, it starts with that. We've got some good players on our football team. And, you know, there's no reason we can't be successful, but we fully realize we have a lot of work to do right now.
What was that moment like before the game when James came to give you a hug?
That's, you know, it's a tough one, emotionally. Just, you know, it's the second time I've had that experience. It's a bittersweet experience. It's wonderful on one hand, and but it's hard. It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to say goodbye to all of the 19 seniors, and I guess I've been fortunate. I've had two of our own children have been involved in that mix, you know, over the last 14 years. So it's hard to say goodbye to them, but I'm also very appreciative of just all the time they've had in the program and all the great things that you know, we've been able to experience together.
Do you think this was a positive week just in terms of practice and the effort you guys played with today?
Well, yeah, the week went well. The guys handled the week well, and it's a little unusual because you're not in class, so you know, they could get distracted. And certainly, coming off a tough loss, you know, you never know how a team was going to react there. But the guys practiced with good focus, practiced hard, and you know, we competed hard today. We weren't good enough to beat Nebraska today, but you know, we competed hard enough to beat them. And you know, that's where it all starts. If you don't compete and if you don't fight on the field, it's going to be hard to win football games. So, you know, that part of it, I thought our guys really did a good job with.